the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
Just to follow up on what you were saying about the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries, one, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
I envision a world, people living there, the world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. And I think the entire world, representatives from all over the world will be there. And
but not the Palestinians.
And they'll live there. Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there. But they've tried the other, and they've tried it for decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work. And you have to learn from history. History has... you just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal. And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so this could be so magnificent. But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell. And those people will now be able to live in peace. We'll make sure that it's done world class. It'll be wonderful for the people.
But they'll want to know where you want them to go in the
mostly
meantime.
We're talking about. And I have a feeling that despite them saying no, I have a feeling that the king in Jordan and that the general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done. And people can live in harmony and in peace. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This is extraordinary, to put it lightly. And I was saying to you all as we were waiting for those sound bites to go through, Trump was reading from a piece of paper when he talked about acquiring the Gaza Strip. Rula, what is this all about?
I mean, clearly there's now, it's an official foreign policy of the United States, the illegal occupation of a sovereign land, ethnic cleansing, which constitute on both counts, crimes against humanity. I mean, maybe Donald Trump doesn't remember, but July this year, the International Court of Justice actually talked about Gaza and issued an order. And in the order says that Gaza is still occupied, that occupation is illegal, that Israel needs to end the occupation both of the West Bank and in Gaza. By the way, the other piece, he said he will decide on the West Bank next week, which means we don't know next week if he will allow Israel to annex it or not. I mean, in 30 years, I've been covering foreign policy. I never seen a incoherent, lunatic proposal or proposition as such. He just put a target on every serviceman back tonight because the region is on fire already, and he's setting the whole region further on fire.
This feels, honestly, Josh, like the effective end of any hope that there will be a two-state solution. I mean, this feels like the end of it. For him to say that at the podium, it's not off the cuff, it's planned, it's part of a foreign policy strategy of this administration.
Right. I agree with everything you said. And I think to have the President of the United States advocating for ethnic cleansing is horrendous and unprecedented and deserves its own hearing. It also, to me, reveals a deep ignorance of the situation in the Middle East on the part of the President of the United States, because the plan that he articulated doesn't match any reality in the region. It has no chance of actually happening because none of the Arab states are going to take 2 million people, and they're not going to leave anyway, and there's no mechanism to actually get them out if they wanted to leave, which they don't. And so the whole idea is based in a fundamental misunderstanding of what's going on in the region. So we've sacrificed our moral authority as a nation for nothing, for no tangible benefit, and undermined the ceasefire and the peace deal that Trump says that he wants, undermining his own policy in the process. So it's really a triple lose-lose-lose scenario where Trump has undermined his own policy, he's undermined America's standing in the world, and he's toss 2 million people into the abyss of an ethnic cleansing plan that we should all vocally stand against.
One of the things that disturbed me the most today is last night we were having this conversation about the Congresswoman misspoke about $50 million spent on condoms in Gaza, not understanding that it was actually the Gaza province of Mozambique, right? We're talking about something totally different. Today we're talking about condos in Gaza, and it's amazing how the chaos that comes with this Trump administration shifts one day to the next. My biggest concern with actually listening to this today was that he's talking about going in and rebuilding Gaza. He's talking about taking control of Gaza, but we still have dozens of hostages in Gaza who have not been brought home. We're talking about Israeli hostages who have not been brought home. He's setting fire to the region, as one of you all stated. And not only is he doing that, but he's going at it alone. Because, Abby, the fact is, Jordan doesn't want this. Egypt doesn't want this. You know who else hasn't asked? Saudi Arabia and Israel. Israel is not saying that they want this.
Well,
I
think that's probably up for debate.
Well, let me also be extremely clear. I'm not a Bibi Netanyahu fan. However, this is not a position. The United States annexing Gaza is not a position that's held by the Israeli government. I mean, that's a fact. So if you're going into this region where you don't have the support of Saudi Arabia, you don't have the support of Jordan, you don't have the support of Egypt, and you don't have the support of, regardless, then it seems as if this is misguided. And the last thing I'll say politically, these people, the American public voted to bring troops home. And you have this individual talking about Greenland, Panama, Canada, and now Gaza. That seems counterintuitive to the base.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too.
بعد تصريحاته بتهجير الفلسطينيين في غزة إلى دول مجاورة، أعلن الرئيس الأمريكي دونالد ترامب نية بلاده الاستحواذ على قطاع غزة دون تبرير واضح لهذه الخطة التي أثارت استهجانا محليا ودوليا. ترامب وفي لقائه مع رئيس الوزراء الإسرائيلي بنيامين نتنياهو لمح إلى ضغوطاته المستمرة على الدول العربية لاستقبال سكان غزة وتمويل إقامتهم الدائمة بعيدا عن أرضهم في القطاع. الرئيس الأمريكي أشار إلى مصر والأردن تحديدا رغم رفض الدولتين فكرة ترحيل الفلسطينيين عن أرضهم. ولما سئل عن حق الفلسطينيين في العودة لغزة مستقبلا، كان رد ترامب إن حل المستعمرات البديلة سيغني الفلسطينيين عن فكرة العودة لغزة وسيقود إلى السلام في الشرق الأوسط.
They've lived like hell. They lived like you're living in hell. Gaza is not a place for people to be living.
إلا أنه بالنسبة لنتنياهو فإن السلام المستدام قد يعني انهيار ائتلافه اليمين المتطرف، خاصة بعد تهديد بعض الوزراء بإسقاط الحكومة في حال عدم العودة للحرب في غزة واستئناف مفاوضات المرحلة الثانية من وقف إطلاق النار. نتنياهو أكد خلال مؤتمر الصحفي مع ترامب على نيته في تحقيق الأهداف المعلنة للحرب دون التزام صريح منه أو من ترامب بصمود اتفاق وقف إطلاق النار. ترامب كان أيضا وقع على أمر تنفيذي بانسحاب أمريكا من مجلس حقوق الإنسان التابع للأمم المتحدة المعادي للسامية على حد تعبيره ومن وكالة الأونروا. فيا ترى ما هي ردود الأفعال العربية على الخطوات الأمريكية الإسرائيلية؟